Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, guess who's back? Spiffy Tiffy is back on the pod. Tiff, how are you doing today?
Oh, so good. I'm so glad you busted that out. I think my favorite part about this process with you is that I literally never know what you're going to say. And so I just sit here like, what is it going to be today?
Well, I never know what I'm going to say as well. So it's an equal surprise for both of us. But today, and I really hope that Sissy, the way she's releasing the podcast, the one where we named you Spiffy Tiffy on the pod has already released. But if not, it got released at Summit. I'm pretty confident, guys. If any of you know, Tiff and I need to put this out into the podcast world. We need help. Tiff and I have a very serious situation we need your help with. Tiff doesn't even know what I'm about to say, but I know her eyes are big like, oh, what do we need help with? Is that what's happening over there?
I think I have an idea of where you're going with this, and I want to hear it.
Where I'm going is Tiff and I need branded luggage.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going. And yes, we do. I need it.
So the reason this is coming up, don't worry, we've got some really good nuggets today, but Tiff and I travel a ton. Tiff has been with our company rolling on 5 years, the big 5-0, and we both need new suitcases because no joke, my front wheel of my suitcase when I'm rolling it with my right hand was literally melted. Like that's how much I roll through airports. Usually running, that is a true fact, and it like literally is melted. So I had to get a new suitcase, but we need two things. Number one, we need to know what is the best suitcase. Guys, we don't mess around. We do not check luggage. It has to fit in the overhead bin, has to roll really nicely. No like battery packs in it that we have to deal with taking out. Like we're talking easy going. Both Tiff and I prefer hard top, not canvas, because like let's be real about bed bugs, like that grosses me out. Like we sleep in a lot of hotels, so I prefer that like hard canvas that I can like not canvas, the hard top. But we need something can go on the airplane, so no checked luggage. We've heard Away is a really good bag, but we need that. That's number one. And number two, if anybody brands luggage, we looked on Etsy, but we're thinking of doing our cartoon characters, Dental A-Team on our suitcases, and then this is all coming full circle. I personally think Tiff's bag should say Spiffy Tiffy on it. Yep. I don't know how Tiff feels about that, but that's my vote. We need to know what name should go on Tiff's bag. Should it be Spiffy Tiffy? Mm-hmm. Should it be Tiffany Trader? Should it be T to the if? Should it be Tiffy? Like, I don't know which one it's going to be, but those are all my like names for you, Tiff. So those are what I think we need help with, unless you've got another idea that we need to go to Podcast Nation on.
No, I think that's great. I thought we were going to go with like naming the other girls, but this luggage thing is a high priority. So
well,
yes,
the other consultants have not hit the 5-year luggage mark, so therefore it just needs to be Kiera and Tiff's branded luggage. But we really think it'd be really fun if all the consultants had their little cartoon characters all in our suitcases wheeling through an airport. If anyone's on board wants to see that, let us know what airport we should go to as well. You could be there. We could have a Dental Team fan club showing up. I think it'd be that's me assuming we'd have a fan club, but I mean, it might just be one person. So
for lunch, I'll have lunch with one person. That's plenty of a fan club.
Totally.
I don't need more than that.
I agree. So guys, with that topic, this is why I think it tied right in is how do you get patients to give you 5-star reviews? And the reason I wanted to like bring this up is because I think some of the reasons we actually get 5 stars on the podcast, which by the way, if you haven't left us a review yet, go leave those 5 stars. We appreciate it. But I think one of the biggest reasons people love our company, love what we do, we get raving fans, like we love seeing you guys on social media, in person, is because I think we're authentic and we have a ton of fun. We share with you guys our real life. We share the fact that Tiff has been named Spiffy Tiffy, T to the if. We're asking you guys for help about our luggage situation and sharing that the wheels might melt while we travel. Because I think that that's something is we're so real because our company is consulting. We don't want to be people that don't connect with our clients. We don't want to be people that feel judgmental. We really want you guys to know when you work with Dental A Team, what you see is what you get. The last podcast I just did with Britt, I admitted I was in a really, really bad mood before I got on that. My call before it did not go well. I didn't show up unauthentically. I showed up exactly how I am. So I think that's our experience that we give in Dental A Team is it's fun, it's easy, it's always above and beyond. That's why we get 5 stars. This podcast, guys, it is so much freaking value for you guys all the time, which is why people say it makes my day. It gives me so many ideas, more than I could ever implement. That's why I think we get 5-star reviews is because of our experience. But Tiff, I'm curious, like, first of all, I'm going to ask you, that was a lot of me talking. What do you think about that before I move on to how we can apply this to practices?
I think there's a lot in there, and I think it's fantastic. I agree. We need luggage. So number 1, luggage help. Fantastic. Number 2, would it be weird if my face is on my luggage? I think no. I'm excited for it. And then number 3, I think I love this. So here's the deal. Kiera, you're fantastic. And you were like, I want the girls to talk with me about. And I love it because you know that I like being prepared. And I love when somebody just says, this is what I need. So it was fantastic. And I truly enjoy that you brought to me the 5-star review and the authenticity, because that I live and breathe it. I literally don't think I know how to show up any differently than what I am. It's very, very difficult for me. So I love it. I think this is perfect for us. I think they're going to get some solid freaking nuggets from us because it's just so much fun. And thank you, Brittany, for taking the hit and getting my Katie back to her happy, healthy self here. But I think it's really fun. I think you hit the nail on the head, and we have fun with our clients. We have fun with our, Dental A Team listeners. We have fun with everything that we do. And I think that authentically shows through everything that we put out into the world. Our newsletters, if you're not getting those, make sure you're getting them. Our website, our social media, anything that we speak, our podcast, like everything just exudes who we are to a core. And I do think that's why people like us. That's why we have the followers. I think that's why we do get those 5-star reviews, because people know that they can trust not only us as people, but they can trust the information that we're pouring out. And we do it in a way that it's easy to digest, and it makes it fun for the listeners and the readers as well. And I think that ties easily back to your patient experience. Like everything that we do is about our client experience. So why not be the example of the perfect patient experience? If your patients see you for who you are and they get the experience that they deserve when they're in your practice, why wouldn't they give a 5-star review? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you didn't ask for one. So you gotta ask for one.
It's a really, really, really good point, Tiff. And I love that you just said that is because you didn't ask for one. So many people do. Like I just did a podcast earlier with Dana about the new patient experience, and we talked about like how we're taking our team to Disneyland because number 1, our core value is fun, so everything we do is fun. But number 2 is because I want to see how their experience is, so that way we can make our Dental A Team client experience even better. And so we talked about that, but it doesn't matter how much effort you put into it. If you don't actually ask for it, so many people don't even think about it. So Tiff, dive into that a little bit more about getting these 5-star reviews and actually asking for them, because I think so often that is the missing piece that people just don't even think about doing. Are you guys sick of trying to figure it out on your own? I know I am. When I'm trying to run a business, sometimes I just think like there's got to be a better way to do this. And so for me, my answer has been to find someone who's done it and does it really, really, really well. Like I'm talking the best of the best of the best. I want someone who's been in my shoes, somebody who understands what I'm going through. When I was looking for the consulting business, I found a coach who literally has run a consulting business. Well, that seems like the perfect fit. So you guys, right now we have a few spaces open in our Platinum Consulting. That is in the consulting where we actually come to your practice. We help you get systems implemented. We don't just tell you what systems to implement. We actually implement them with you and for you. You guys, it is one of the best investments I've ever made is to hire a coach who understands the business I'm in, who's lived it, who's done it. And that's what we in the Dental A Team do. We literally physically fly to you. So if you're sick of trying to figure it out on your own, if you just want somebody who understands you, join our Platinum. I'd love to have you. I'd love to have our consulting team come out and see you, be in your office, be with your team, and truly help you get onto the easy path of dentistry. It doesn't have to be hard. So join us in the Platinum. We'd love to have you.
I agree. And I think that it's difficult, or it can be difficult for people to ask for it because they feel uncomfortable. And I truly relate that back to a few things. Number one, I think that it's difficult to ask for things as a human being because you feel like you're asking them to do something for you, and you're not giving them anything in return. So as humans in America, we feel like if we're asking for something, there must be something we give them in return to get whatever it is we're asking for. And that's just not the case. And it's not uncomfortable to be asked to give a review. I don't think anybody really minds it, but to ask for it can be uncomfortable. So we have to get over that hurdle, first of all, get out of our own minds and just be okay with it. And second, it's easier to get out of your mind and jump that hurdle if you truly feel like the experience that the patient got is worthy of a 5-star review. So if you're not delivering all of those pieces, you don't feel confident, you don't feel like you know what you're doing, and you just gave a great experience to the patient, asking them to leave a review can feel a little bit sketchy. You're like, I don't really know what they're going to say. So I don't really want to ask them, and I don't know if they're happy. If your patients are leaving happy, they're leaving satisfied, they're chatting with you, you've built that relationship, simply saying, hey, we would love to reach more people in our community. And we know that the best way to do that is literally through Google. So when you leave today, I'd love if you can just follow this link that we're going to send you and just pop a review on our Google site. I would really appreciate that, because if we can reach more people, we'd be the happiest people ever. I don't know, right? You have to relate it back to why, right? It's not just hey, will you leave us a review when you leave? That's uncomfortable. They're like, okay, sure. But if you relate it back to why we want the 5-star reviews, and if you don't know why you want the 5-star reviews, maybe start there, right? Why are you guys asking for 5-star reviews? You're asking for 5-star reviews to gain more traction to your practice. You want more traction because you're trying to help more people. So new patients coming into the practice means those are more bodies, more mouths that we get to serve and we get to make healthier than they were when they walked out our door. The best way to do that is word of mouth. Patients referring, and then word of mouth on Google. Everyone, even if a patient refers a friend or family member to you, they're going to go Google you. I guarantee they're going to pop on Google and they're going to be like, okay, but how far away is this practice, right? How close are they to my house? You always hop on maps and you say, okay, but is this the closest place? Yes. Oh, and look at their reviews. Fantastic. So if we're not asking for a review, we're really doing a disservice, in my opinion, to the community that we're trying to serve. Because if they can't find you because you don't have enough reviews, or if they can't trust you because you only have 5 reviews, then they're not going to come to you. And it's one less person, or 5, 20, 200 less people that you're able to serve and provide great dental care to.
I love that, Tiff, because you really broke it down into like, why are we doing this? And I think sometimes we go for Google reviews because we feel like that's what we need to do. We're going for this because that's what other offices do. We do it because I heard it on a podcast. But I think when you have a deeper why of we want to serve more people in our community, and I know that's the easiest way people are going to find us, that then becomes a much easier way for you to ask for these reviews. It becomes much easier for you to want to ask for these reviews. And Tiff, I also loved hearing you, like if you guys heard the difference between me and Tiff. At the beginning, I asked you guys for 5 stars, said, hey, if you're loving the podcast, if it's amazing, go drop us 5 stars. We'd love it. Share it. That way we can help more people. If you heard Tiffany talk about how to do it in a practice, it was like, this is how we're going to be able to help more patients. My first one was a little awkward of like, oh, we're talking about 5-star reviews, so leave us one. The second one where I just talked about like, this is why we actually want the 5 stars. It's not for my ego. Like, yes, it does feed my ego and I appreciate it. And I know it appreciates Tiff, and all of us love it because it is an ego boost. But more than anything, your reviews are the way we're going to hit our mission, which all of you guys are a part of, is positively impacting the world of dentistry in the greatest way possible. Like, we can't serve these people. We can't find more people. We can't help more people without you guys leaving those reviews. Like, that's honestly why the podcast, our company, needs you guys to leave those Google reviews. It's up to you guys. So if you've had an awesome experience, you've loved our content, we've helped you in any way in your practice, like please help out future practices and leave 5-star reviews for us. That type of direct ask with the why attached to it makes people feel something. They're like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. I want to help with that. Maybe it doesn't, but I'd much rather ask you guys than sit here and hope and pray that you're going to think about leaving us a 5-star review to help another practice become better. I'm going to directly ask you because 1, I want you thinking about sharing the podcast with other people. And 2, I want you to leave reviews so we can rank higher and be noticed by people who didn't even know we existed. For you guys, that's the exact same thing with your patients. You want to have more patients see it. You want them to share with more patients. And you want to be noticed by people who are just searching your area. And the greatest way to do it is 1, have an incredible experience, and 2, ask for it.
Yep. I love that. I love it. I think the ask is the biggest piece. And I really think that if everyone can figure out the why, I think if you can figure out the why behind anything, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish in this world. And if asking for reviews is one of those pieces, figure out the why and maybe talk to your doctors, your managers, your leaders, whoever, and ask them, like, why do we want new patients? And figure it out. We want more people. We want more listeners. We want more people surrounding us, clients, yes, but just even listeners, people reading our newsletters. Because like Kiera said, we just want to impact as many people as we possibly can. We want to make this massive impact on the world. And if you can stand behind something like that, making a massive impact on your community, like this is your community, live it and breathe it and own it. You live here. This is your home. So if you can impact your community by providing an exceptional place where they can get dental care, why wouldn't you want them talking about it?
It's a really, really, really good point. So I would say, guys, action items can be you take this and you have your team figure out why we actually want to have 5-star reviews. Then take a look at your experience and make sure it is 5-star review worthy. And then start asking, and even set it up of like, how many patients are we going to ask, and have like a fun challenge on it. Have a fun thing, because I truly do believe like where focus goes, energy flows. So if you guys are all focused on asking people, getting those Google reviews, it will go up. I'll also put a nice plug for Swell on here. If you're not using Swell, they make it real easy for you guys to send links to patients, to have patients respond. So I would say automate that up, get those Google reviews there, but make sure that you are the authentic office that truly is worthy of those 5 stars, not just the one that gets lucky because they have really good marketing. Like, be actual authentic, do great things. That way people love you. And Tiff, I adore you. So, and also help us out with the travel. Like, don't forget that. Email us, hello@thedentalateam.com. We need help with this. Tiff's 5 years is coming up pretty soon. So please send that in. That way I can get this all put together before her 5 years. So that's my ask. But truly, guys, make your practice amazing. Get those 5-star reviews. And Tiff, thanks for being here today and all the goodness that you brought.
No, thanks for having me. I love this.
Of course. All right, guys. As always, thank you for listening, and we'll see. Wow, guys. Let me try that again. Sissy, edit that part out. All right. And as always, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Dental Team Podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.